first of all, I want to welcome to South Social Film Festival. And, we're really, really happy to have you at least on the screen with the film and, with this video interview that, we're going to use probably at the end of the screening.
Yeah.
I know that the film has been really well received everywhere and got lots of prizes, etc. But I want to focus a bit, about your role because it's so central to the film. It really gives the style, the flair, everything, the attitude. So I just wanted to know how you prepared for the role, if it was something that was close to you, or you just had to work on it, or the director gave you instructions, and how did it happen?
Well, we sat down with Mia multiple times just to kind of get to know each other first when I got the part, and I think it was a very good way that we first she became like a friend, and then we started to talk about the character, and it felt much more easier because there's I love the character, but then there's also, she's an alcoholic and she has trouble, so it was nicer to discuss the character with somebody that you felt kind of close to and trusted. So that was nice that we first took the time to get to know each other with Mia. And then one thing that helped quite a lot was also that the character was written very well from the beginning already. It was a very good whole character. I had a lot of fun with it, but it helped quite a lot that when I read the script for the first time, I fell in love with her. It's an amazing character to play, but it was a whole character already. So, I felt like there was a solid place to start. There was a good character that I could start to build on.
Right. Yeah, and then for this film, you really had also to just change your hair. You were completely blonde, actually. Then I realized that you weren't a blonde, natural blonde, etc. So there was lots of also physical change. The way you were dressed and everything was really I would say like outrageous. Completely just up the wall, which is what really attracts people to the person.
It was quite hard with the long nails to do anything, but I got pretty good at it. During a couple of months, you learn how to live with them.
Yeah, it's like a 24-hour job. You never really get out, and because you need to be concentrated. Yeah. So tell me a bit about because the other thing, the big contrast is about that we know the city where it's set in Lapland. It's supposed to be like a very nice Christmas type of city in which everything is nice, it's good, but in actual life, the film shows something, the dark side of it. So is that something true? Is that the reality of it, or it's been somewhat exaggerated? What's your opinion on it?
It's true. In fact, it's very true because there's like in many places there's the two faces, because yes, there is the Christmassy Santa Claus kind of wonderland, but then there's also the ghettos of Rovaniemi, and Mia is from there. She's brought up in there, and we were in fact shooting. My character's home was next to her childhood home, so it felt like we are really like at the right spots, and it was in the suburbs of Rovaniemi, and obviously it's so pretty with all the snow, but it's not only the winter wonderland. It's not only how we tend to make movies about Lapland. It's always very pretty. Red cabin with gingerbread and Santa Claus.
Yeah, No, that was amazing. That was the interesting part, was to see behind all the beauty and all the nature, which everybody knows, and it's pretty well popular everywhere. And the other thing that it was touched by the film, it was the immigration problem. The fact the asylum seekers, and again, it was really pretty much like a reality struck there. So how did you relate to the other character, the Darian, that was the refugee?
Well, I think in there too, I love the fact that the idea of making this like a love story between Aurora and Darian came from the fact that our director Mia's cousin was in just a grocery store, and then she met an asylum seeker and fell in love. So I kind of love the fact that we did not start, or Mia didn't start writing this with the idea of wanting to be political or wanting to tackle this problem or solve it. I think what she like, the beauty in the writing is the fact that it's not about the tragedy of being an asylum seeker. It's just in the movie it feels like it's a fact, and there's very like well, for example, he has the daughter, and it would be really good to get to stay in one place. But I love the fact that the movie doesn't kind of dwell in it. It's not just about life being hard and miserable if you are in that situation. It's just the situation and people trying to change the situation, trying to find a place where to stay. And I think it's because it's such a important subject, but I think it was good that when we made a comedy, we did not try to kind of tackle it or answer it. It was just a thing, like Aurora's drinking problem. I think that's also, it's her situation, and that's what it is, and it's a problem and it's sad, but we didn't try to kind of give answers what to do or what would be the right way. And I really like that.
Yeah, it's definitely not a moralistic film,
Yeah.
I mean, it just shows what you can do on a personal level to find solutions, for in the case of alcoholism, in the case of a refugee seeker, asylum seeker, it's just it shows many different ways, like finding a marriage, fake marriage, and so at least he could settle, he could have the daughter. So it's I think it's well developed in that sense. What's I'm asking you just what's the situation in Finland right now about refugees? I mean, is it something that it's a big issue, or it's been?
It is, yes. It's and it's different in different places. I live in Helsinki, which is the capital and the biggest city. So, well, here we have at least loud. Well, I don't want to say that the cities are unproblematic and unracist, and then the other places are not. But it can be so, and there is what I've noticed when we shot this film was that when you're from a bigger city, you see more. It's more diverse. I think it's everywhere. It's like that. There's more people in cities, so you see more different people, and so it's kind of, because I was brought up in here in the south. I've had refugees on my class since forever. Mm-hmm. And it feels like we've been discussing the the problem of racism for quite a long time, and it's slowly, I hope it's getting better, and then we take steps back, because that's, well, it feels like it's going like that everywhere right now. But it was shocking to understand that in smaller places, like we were shooting up in Lapland. It's quite rural places there, and there can still be people who are not used to refugees. So I think we are in different spots in different parts in Finland, and sometimes I always get happy when I hear that it's getting easier, and there's places to go, and there's what's the word, when you're, I don't remember it in English. Integrating?
Inclusion.
Yes, inclusion. Yes,
yeah.
When that goes well, and then, well, it's not, and then still it's so kind of, I get, yeah. Then there's places where it's not easy, and where it's just, well, terrific, and you wouldn't want to send anyone to live there, because it sounds horrible and racist and just very, very bad.
Yeah, no, I know. I think the whole of Scandinavia has been hit badly, because you had lots of asylum seekers. Probably depending on you're a well-developed country. You're wealthy, and so people tend to come. And also probably you need. It's also a question of birth rates. So you need like labor. You need people,
yes.
families, children, etc. But in London it's the same. The UK, it's it's been like this since the 50s. They just had waves of immigration, big flows, but now of course it must be regulated somewhat somehow. So yeah, it's I think it's the main issue of our century, beside the pandemic. Another one.
Yeah.
So yeah, tell me about the new film. We'd like to know a bit more about what we've been shooting.
Well, we shot. It's called Memory of Water. It's a sci-fi movie. We haven't done a sci-fi in Finland in a long time, so that was exciting. I think maybe almost. Well, I have never seen a Finnish sci-fi movie, so I'm excited. It's based on a book, but of course now I don't remember if the book is also called Memory of Water in English. It's called P-mestarin kirja in Finnish, which means the Tea Master's book. But that was not a good name for a movie, so we changed it to Memory of Water, and is dystopia a word in English?
Yeah, dystopia.
And it's well, I don't know exactly how many years from now, but it's the time when the water is well, there's not enough water anymore, and life is pretty bad without water. So,
yeah.
So that's where it takes place.
What's your main character?
Hmm?
What's your role in the film?
I'm playing. She's called Sanja. The main character is called Norja, and we are best friends. So I'm kind of the sidekick.
Yeah.
And Norja is the tea master in a village, and then like the lack of water hits very hard, and people are getting taken into kind of, well, to jail and killed, and the army is rising, and kind of it's we've had to joke around on sets a lot, because it
was very dramatic.
Makes one sad to think about the plot.
Absolutely, yeah. But that's what we're living through. We're trying to save the planet. At least a certain amount of people are trying to save the planet, and the other side, trying to destroy it. So we're in the middle. It's pretty dramatic. It is. Okay. But anyway, it's really a great film, and we really, looking forward to screen it, and of course, to show the interview. Would you like to send a message, to our guests, to all the film goers coming to the screen?
Well, first of all, thank you. It's in these weird times, it's lovely that people still watch movies and want to see movies and wear a mask.
Well, thank you very much for your time. And
Thank you.
Really, again, we hope to see you in London soon. Yeah, right. So maybe you'll come to present your next film.
Well, I hope so.
Thank you again now.
Thank you.
Bye-bye now.
Bye-bye.